What NASA discovered in the quantum realm will change everything you believe about your ability to create reality. Imagine that while the American Space Agency scoured the cosmos for extraterrestrial life, its scientists stumbled upon something even more extraordinary, hidden within subatomic particles. They discovered that your consciousness isn't just a byproduct of your brain processing information. It's an active force, a cosmic weaver that literally shapes the matter around you. And the most impressive part is that you're already doing it right now at this very moment without even realizing it. Before we continue, if this revelation sparks something within you, leave a sign in the comments. Just one word that represents what you feel right now. It could be curiosity, hope, or anything that pulses in your chest at this instant. I'm going to share scientific evidence with you that goes beyond speculation. The Quantum Institute of Zurich published groundbreaking research in 2020, showing that the simple act of measuring a subatomic particle fundamentally alters its state. Think about that for a moment. We're not talking about physically touching or manipulating. We're talking about observing. Your attention, your consciousness, collapses waves of possibility into solid reality. Cambridge University went even further in 2021, demonstrating the existence of quantum coherence in your brain's microtubules. Your brain isn't just a biological computer. It's a quantum interface connected to a universal field of information. And there's more. Princeton University proposed in 2022 that the entire universe may be fundamentally informational, a vast quantum hologram where material reality emerges from bits of information that your consciousness organizes and manifests. Now let me introduce an image that will accompany our journey today. Imagine reality as a gigantic cosmic web of vibrant, interconnected light. Every thought you have, every emotion you feel, every intention you project is like pulling or loosening a thread in this web. And when you do that, the entire network reconfigures itself. The ripples you create with your consciousness travel through this web, reorganizing quantum possibilities and manifesting new forms, events, and experiences in your life. You are a cosmic weaver, and your consciousness is the needle that interweaves the threads of existence. Keep this image in mind, as we will return to it several times. The illusion of powerlessness in the face of destiny. Have you ever felt like you're watching your life happen instead of actively living it? As if you're a passenger on a train whose destination is already determined. This feeling of powerlessness is the first limiting pattern we need to dissolve. Most people wake up every morning believing the day is already written, that external circumstances completely dictate their experiences. They check the news, hoping to find out if they'll have a good or bad day. They look at their bank account to see if they can feel abundant or scarce. They wait for other people to determine if they deserve love or recognition. But what if I told you that every morning you wake up with a creative power equivalent to the Big Bang happening inside you? Think about the last time you had a strong gut feeling about something and ignored it, only to find out later you were right. Or when you thought intensely about someone and that person called you out of the blue. These aren't coincidences, they are glimpses of your quantum power leaking through the cracks of your disbelief. Take a deep breath right now. Feel the air entering your lungs. Notice how you have the power to instantly change your internal chemistry just by controlling your breath. If you can do that with your body, imagine what you can do with the quantum field around you. The cosmic web of light I mentioned is responding right now to the quality of your attention. Every time you choose to focus on possibility instead of limitation, you are pulling different threads of that web, creating new patterns of reality. The transition we need to make here is subtle but powerful. Instead of waiting for life to happen to you, start realizing that life happens through you. Your consciousness isn't trapped inside your skull. It extends through the quantum field, touching and influencing everything around you. If this resonates with you, subscribe to the channel now, so you don't miss the next revelations about your quantum power. The quantum mirror of repressed emotions. There's a secret that quantum physics has revealed, and that spiritual traditions have always known. Your emotions aren't just reactions to events. They are frequencies that modulate the quantum field around you, attracting or repelling specific experiences. When you carry unprocessed anger, chronic fear, or buried sadness, you are literally broadcasting these frequencies to the universe 24 hours a day. It's like being on a radio station, playing the same melancholic song on a loop. and then wondering why your life keeps manifesting the same painful situations. Have you noticed how some people seem to constantly attract drama, while others flow through life with an almost magical ease? The difference isn't in luck or destiny, it's in the energetic signature they emit. Think of that person you know who is always complaining about betrayal and invariably finds partners who confirm that narrative, or that friend who keeps repeating that money is hard to come by and seems to repel financial opportunities like an inverted magnet. The quantum field doesn't judge your emotions, it simply responds to them like a perfect mirror. When you vibrate at the frequency of fear, the universe conspires to bring more situations that validate that fear. When you resonate with genuine gratitude, even before you have apparent reasons, you begin to collapse waves of possibility that bring more reasons to be grateful. Close your eyes for a moment and place your hand over your heart. Feel the warmth, the pulsation. This is your center of quantum coherence. When you generate elevated emotions like gratitude, compassion, or joy from this center, you are literally reorganizing the field of possibilities around you. It's not superficial positive thinking. It's applied quantum physics. You are changing the probability of certain events manifesting in your life. Ancient Vedic wisdom already taught this through the concept of Maya and Brahman. Maya is the illusion of material reality we perceive, while Brahman is the universal consciousness from which everything emanates. When the sages said, Tat Tvam Asi, thou art that, they were affirming that your individual consciousness is identical to the cosmic consciousness that manifests the universe. You are not separate from the creative source. You are an expression of it. To transition from this understanding to the next level, we need to understand that repressing or denying emotions doesn't make them disappear from the quantum field. They continue vibrating at subconscious frequencies, creating realities that you consciously say you don't want. The key is to fully feel, process, and transmute. Leave a comment with the word transmute if you are ready to transform your emotions into creative power. The trap of linear time and quantum freedom. We live trapped in one of the greatest illusions of human experience, the tyranny of linear time. We believe the past is fixed, the future is uncertain, and all we have is this fleeting present moment. But quantum physics has revealed something extraordinary. Time is not a straight line. It's a field of quantum possibilities that your consciousness navigates and collapses into what you call the present. This means you can literally rewrite your past and shape your future from this moment. You know that past situation you keep reliving, that decision you regret, that trauma that seems to define who you are. What if I told you that every time you recall that event, you're not accessing a fixed memory, but recreating it with the quality of consciousness you have now? Think about how you remember childhood events differently now than you did 10 years ago. Did the memory change? Or did your consciousness expand, allowing you to collapse a different version of that moment? Neuroscientists have discovered that every time we access a memory, we literally reconstruct it. And here's the fascinating quantum part. When you change the emotional charge of a memory, you alter the waves of probability that emanate from that event through time. It's as if you go back into that cosmic web of light and reorganize the threads that were interwoven at that moment, creating new patterns that propagate into your present and future. Breathe deeply now. Visualize each inhalation as a wave of light filling your body with vitality, and each exhalation as the release of dense temporal patterns, those stories you tell about who you were and who you can be. Feel your body relax. Notice how, in this moment, you exist outside linear time. You are at the quantum zero point, where all possibilities converge. The Hermetic principles codified in ancient texts like the Kybalion already stated, all is mind, the universe is mental. They understood that reality is a creation of the universal mind, and your individual mind is an extension of that cosmic mind. When you change your perception of time, when you free yourself from the prison of it's always been this way, and it will never change, you access your power of quantum manifestation. A daily example, think of that person who, after years of saying, I'm not good with numbers, decides to reprogram that belief. They start visualizing themselves easily understanding math, feeling the satisfaction of solving complex problems. Within months, dormant synapses activate, neural connections strengthen, and suddenly they are understanding concepts that seemed impossible. The past, "I was never good with numbers" was literally rewritten in the quantum field. The bridge to our next understanding is to realize that if time is malleable, if the past can be rewritten and the future can be shaped, then what truly determines your experience? The answer lies in the quality of your attention in this moment. Like this video if you're feeling your power over time expand, the morphogenetic field of collective scarcity. There's an invisible force that keeps millions of people trapped in patterns of scarcity, and it's not what you think. It's not just your individual beliefs about money or your past experiences with lack. It's a collective morphogenetic field, a cloud of shared consciousness that has been built over generations and constantly whispers into your quantum ear. There isn't enough. It's hard to get. You have to fight to survive. This field is like an undertow in the ocean of consciousness, pulling you down even when you try to swim to the surface. Have you ever wondered why, even after reading all the books on prosperity, making all the affirmations, visualizing abundance, you still find yourself in moments of panic when you look at your bank account? Why does that tightness in your chest appear when an unexpected bill arrives? It's because you're not just fighting against your own limiting beliefs. You're swimming against the tide of a collective field of consciousness that has been fed by the fear of scarcity for thousands of years. But here's the revelation NASA never expected to find in its quantum research. Morphogenetic fields can be hacked. When you raise your individual frequency above the frequency of the collective field, you not only free yourself from it, you begin to create your own field of reality. It's like building a quantum bubble of abundance around you, where the laws of scarcity simply don't apply. Think of those rare moments when you felt completely abundant, not because of the money in the bank, but because of a deep sense of fullness. Perhaps it was watching a sunset, hugging someone you love, or simply breathing in peace. In those moments, you temporarily transcended the morphogenetic field of scarcity. You touched the quantum truth that the universe is infinitely abundant, constantly creating, expanding, multiplying. Now, feel the tension in your shoulders. Notice where you are holding the fear of scarcity in your body. It might be a stiffness in your neck, a tightness in your stomach, a contraction in your chest. Breathe consciously into that area. Imagine your breath as liquid golden light, dissolving those knots of scarcity. With each exhalation, you are releasing not only your personal fear, but contributing to dissolving the collective field of scarcity. You are performing a quantum service for humanity. Remember the cosmic web of light. When you vibrate in genuine abundance, you are pulling golden threads in that web, creating patterns of prosperity that spread in waves. Others around you begin to feel that it's possible. You become a breaking point in the morphogenetic field of scarcity, a portal to a new collective possibility. The transition here is profound. When you understand that you are not alone fighting against scarcity, but part of a collective quantum transformation, every small act of abundance becomes revolutionary. Share this video with someone who needs to hear this. Together, we are creating a new morphogenetic field. Synchronicity as the language of the quantum field. The universe is constantly speaking to you through synchronicities, but most people are deaf to this quantum language. Synchronicities are not coincidences. They are wave collapses orchestrated by the quantum field in response to your frequency of consciousness. When you think of someone and that person calls, when you need an answer and a book falls open to the exact page, when you repeatedly encounter the same numbers, the field is saying, "I'm here, I'm responding, I'm co-creating with you." But why do some people live in a constant flow of magical synchronicities, while others go years without noticing even one? The difference lies in the coherence between your mental, emotional, and energetic fields. When these three aspects are aligned, you create what quantum scientists call phase coherence. It's like tuning all the instruments of an orchestra to the same frequency. Suddenly, instead of noise, you have a symphony, and the universe responds to symphonies, not noise. Think of the last time you had a strong intuition about something, that visceral feeling that defied logic, but proved to be correct. That wasn't luck or guesswork. It was your direct access to the network of universal quantum information, a form of non-local cognition that transcends the limits of your physical brain. Your entire body is a quantum antenna, picking up information from the field that your rational mind can't even process. I'm going to tell you something that's rarely discussed. Synchronicities are quantum breadcrumbs left by your future self who has already manifested what you desire. On the quantum level, time isn't linear, remember? Your future self, who has already realized your dreams, is constantly sending signals to your present self, guiding you through synchronicities. Every meaningful coincidence is a confirmation. Yes, you're on the right path. Keep following the signs. Place your hand over the center of your chest now. Feel the intelligence of your heart, which beats 60 to 100,000 times a day without you needing to think about it. This heart center generates an electromagnetic field 5,000 times stronger than your brain. When you make decisions from this center, when you feel instead of just thinking, you are accessing the language of synchronicities. Let your heart expand now. Feel it radiate like an inner sun, sending waves of coherence into the quantum field. Returning to our cosmic web of light, imagine that each synchronicity is a point where the threads light up, showing the invisible connections between all things. When you pay attention and follow these illuminations, you are navigating the quantum matrix with mastery, letting the field guide you to the highest manifestation of your potentials. The shift in perception here is crucial. Instead of trying to force results through effort and control, you learn to dance with the quantum field, following synchronicities like a surfer follows waves. Type synchronicity in the comments if you're noticing more meaningful coincidences lately. Wave collapse through emotional certainty. The most impressive discovery of quantum physics is that particles exist in a state of pure possibility until observed. But what NASA discovered goes further. It's not just observation that collapses the wave of possibility into reality. It's the emotional quality of the observation. When you observe with doubt, you collapse waves of uncertainty. When you observe with emotional certainty, you manifest miracles. And here's the secret. Emotional certainty doesn't come from external evidence. It's generated internally, before any proof appears. Have you noticed how some people seem to know they're going to achieve something, even when all probabilities are against them? They're not delusional or naive. They've mastered the art of generating emotional certainty regardless of circumstances. This certainty creates a field of coherence so strong that it literally magnetizes circumstances to confirm their expectation. It's as if they're telling the universe, "This has already happened. I'm just waiting for you to catch up to my timeline." Think about when you were a child and believed in something with such intensity that it seemed impossible for it not to be true. Perhaps it was believing you would be an astronaut, or that you could fly, or that there was magic in the world. That childlike certainty before adult doubt set in is exactly the state of consciousness that collapses quantum waves into reality. It's not about being childish. It's about reclaiming that ability to believe with your whole being. The difference between hope and emotional certainty is quantum. Hope says maybe it will happen. Emotional certainty says it has already happened. I'm just synchronizing with that reality. When you hope, you keep the wave in superposition, fluctuating between possibilities. When you have emotional certainty, you collapse the wave definitively. That's why people who know they will heal often experience spontaneous remissions that defy medicine. They are not waiting for the cure. They are living from the certainty that they are already healed. Take a deep breath now and imagine you are inhaling pure certainty. Not certainty about something specific, just the feeling of certainty itself. Feel how your body responds. Your shoulders relax, your breath deepens, your energetic field expands. Now add a dash of gratitude as if what you desire has already happened, not in the future, but now, in this moment. Feel gratitude course through your body like golden electricity. The cosmic web of light responds instantly to emotional certainty. When you vibrate at that frequency, the threads of the web reorganize into patterns that attract exactly what you are certain is already yours. It's not magic. It's quantum mechanics applied with emotional mastery. The quantum leap we need to make here is to understand that you don't need permission to have certainty. You don't need prior proof. Emotional certainty is your quantum birthright, your most powerful tool for manifestation. If this awakens something powerful in you, subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next revelations. The intelligence of the quantum void. Between your thoughts, between your breaths, between your heartbeats, there exists a space of pure potential that quantum physics calls the quantum void. But this void isn't empty. It's teeming with zero-point energy. an infinite ocean of possibilities waiting to be shaped by your consciousness. NASA discovered that this quantum void isn't just a theoretical concept. It's an accessible field of infinite intelligence that you can touch through the silence of your mind. Why do you think all great discoveries, inventions, and creative insights come in moments of relaxation or mental silence? In the shower, walking in nature, moments before falling asleep. It's because in these moments, mental noise diminishes and you temporarily access the quantum void, where all solutions, all ideas, all possibilities already exist in a potential state. You don't create anything new. You simply tune in and download from the field. Think of the great geniuses of history. Tesla said he received his inventions ready-made in visions. Einstein discovered relativity in a dream. Kekulé saw the structure of benzene as a snake biting its own tail. They weren't special in the sense of having different brains. They simply mastered access to the quantum void, where universal intelligence resides. But here's what few understand. The quantum void isn't a distant place you need to reach through years of meditation. It's here now in the space between these words, in the gap between your thoughts. Every time you take a conscious pause, every time you suspend judgment and simply observe, you are touching the quantum void. And when you touch this field with a clear question or intention, it responds with downloads of information that your rational mind could never produce. Pause for a moment now. Close your eyes. Let your attention drop into the silent space behind your thoughts. Don't try to stop thinking. Just notice the space where thoughts arise and disappear. This is your personal portal to the quantum void. Feel the vastness, the peace, the infinite potential. Now ask that space a simple question and wait. Don't force an answer. Let it emerge like a bubble rising from the bottom of a deep lake. The ancient Vedic tradition already knew this space. They called it Shunya, the full void. Buddhists speak of sunyata, the emptiness that contains everything. It's not nihilism or negation. It's the recognition that at the most fundamental level, before form, before thought, there exists a field of pure, intelligent, responsive consciousness waiting to manifest through you. The transformation here is to realize that you don't need to add more knowledge, more techniques, more effort. You need to create more space, more emptiness, more silence for quantum intelligence to flow through you. Comment full void if you are ready to access this infinite intelligence. Now I'm going to share a 3-step method with you to apply these quantum discoveries in your life immediately. First step, accept quantum reality. This means stopping the fight against the fact that your consciousness shapes reality. Accept that every thought, emotion, and intention is constantly collapsing waves of possibility, not as a metaphor, but as literal physics. When you accept this deeply, you stop being a victim and become a conscious creator. For example, the next time you have a negative thought, instead of fighting it, accept it, and then consciously choose to collapse a different wave by thinking of something that uplifts you. Second step, extract the hidden gift. Every situation, especially challenging ones, contains a hidden quantum gift. It's an opportunity for evolution, a chance to expand your ability to collapse higher realities. When you encounter an obstacle, ask, what quality of consciousness is this inviting me to develop? For example, if you're facing financial scarcity, the gift might be to develop emotional certainty of abundance, independent of external circumstances, thereby strengthening your quantum manifestation muscle. Third step, redirect your quantum focus. Your attention is your most underestimated quantum superpower. Where you place your attention, you collapse possibilities. Consciously redirect your focus from the probabilities you don't want to, the ones you do want to manifest. It's not denying current reality. It's choosing which potential reality you will feed with your attention. For example, instead of focusing on how much is missing to reach your goal, focus on the feeling of having already achieved it, thus collapsing that possibility into the quantum field. Let me remind you once more of the cosmic web of light. Every time you apply these 3 steps, you are consciously weaving new patterns into this web. You are no longer pulling threads randomly based on unconscious reactions. You are creating deliberately, artistically, quantically. Your consciousness is the universe in action. The universe doesn't happen to you, it happens through you. What you think, the universe manifests. This isn't an empty motivational affirmation. It's the most profound discovery NASA stumbled upon while scouring space. They were looking for life out there and found the creative power in here. Feel your body now. Realize that every atom of your being is vibrating with quantum potential. You are literally made of the same substance as the stars, temporarily organized into this form to experience and create. You are not a cosmic accident. You are the cosmos becoming conscious of itself, playing hide-and-seek with its own infinite possibilities. The journey we've taken together today, from NASA's discovery to the depths of the quantum void, isn't just information for your mind to process. It's an activation, an awakening of something that has always been within you. That power you felt pulsing as you read, that sense of recognition, that shiver down your spine when certain truths resonated, that is your quantum nature awakening. You don't need more evidence. You don't need permission. You don't need to wait for the perfect moment. The quantum field is responding to you now at this very instant. Every cell in your body is listening. Every particle around you is awaiting your instructions. The cosmic web of light is vibrating with anticipation for what you will create next. So here's my final invitation. If this message has awakened something in you, if you felt your quantum power activate, don't let it fall dormant again. Like this video as a commitment to yourself that you will apply this knowledge. Comment one word that represents what you are ready to manifest. It could be abundance, love, health, purpose, freedom, anything that pulses in your heart at this moment. And subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on, because this is just the beginning. There's much more to reveal about your quantum power. Remember, you are not alone on this journey. Every person who watches this video, who awakens to their quantum power, is contributing to a new morphogenetic field of human possibility. Together, we are weaving a new reality into the cosmic web of light. A reality where the impossible becomes inevitable, where miracles are simply applied quantum physics, where every human being recognizes and exercises their divine creative power. The universe is waiting to manifest through you. The question isn't whether you have the power. The question is, what will you create with it now that you know? The answer is pulsing in your heart at this very moment. Trust it, act on it, and watch reality reorganize to confirm what you have always been, a quantum creator in an infinitely responsive universe.